In this Excel data analytics series, we are going to see the Excel text functions for data cleaning. In real world data, text values are rarely clean. We see extra spaces, wrong letter cases, symbols, and mixed formats. We'll show you the most important Excel text functions used in data cleaning and data analytics with simple real world examples. There are many functions including trim, proper, length, lower function, substitute, and so on. Here in this example, this is the actual data where we have a quite of messy data. Here we'll be working out the extracted cleaned text data, and we will be placing here. In this data we have employee ID, full name. Employee ID is quite clean. Full name has all or small cases, and some names are in uppercase, and some names have extra spaces, some name have underscores, and so on. In email ID, you could see there are mixed cases are there, and phone number we have with country code and number. City, some text or in lowercase and some text or in uppercase, and we have a joining date. So we are going to clean this data using text functions. First, I'm going to extract the full name, but the full name should be like the first name and the last name, with the first letter should be capitalized. But for some name like Emily Johnson, here we have underscore. The trim function we can use it, but that will be helpful for removing the extra spaces. So the first function what I'm going to use is I'm going to use substitute. I'm going to substitute the spaces instead of underscore. So if I write equal to substitute, so it asks the text. Okay, it asks the text should be this one. So what is the old text we have? This underscore. Instead of underscore, we are going to replace with space. Okay, now give enter. So this can be flash filled to all other rows. So now you could see that Emily Johnson, it already had underscore, now it has been replaced with space. But what we need is all other rows of extra spaces and all the letters or mixed upper and lower cases. So now we use trim function to understand how trim works. So if I write trim of text, if this is to be flash filled to all other cells, you could see that in this cell, Sophie Martin, it had many spaces that has been removed. Here Emily Johnson, that we already have removed through substitute. So the understanding of trim is it removes the extra spaces before, after, and between words. But if there are single spaces between words, it will not be removed. So what I'm going to do is in this full name, I'm going to use the trim over here. So I'll be using trim of substituting these words. So it will be all the spaces will be adjusted. So I have adjusted all the spaces, so using trim. Now we need to change the first letter to the uppercase. So for that, what we can do is I'll just remove this column. If we use the function proper, so proper function is mainly used to convert text to title case. That is, it capitalizes the first letter to each first letter of each word. So for this we need to write it equal to proper of text. So if I write proper of text, it will be like the first letter is capitalized. So it can be flash filled to all other rows. So you could see all the text, first name and last name, the first letter is being capitalized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust in the same the full name. Here I'm going to add proper of, trim of, substitute. Click enter. Now it has been flash filled with all other rows. Now you could see all the spaces are adjusted and all the cases have been converted, like the first name and the last name. First letter is converted and the underscore has been replaced with space. So for this I have used, first I have used to substitute, then I have used trim, then I have used proper. So all these can be used in the same formula. If you want, you can use separately, like trim in one column and proper in another column, but this would be suggested to clean a data to get the full name. So now I'm going to remove this column, it is not necessary. Then for email, you could see the email has mixed of upper and lower cases. So email, we can keep it in lower case. So it is like equal to lower. There is a function called lower. If you want to convert it into uppercase, then it will be the upper function. So now you press lower, press tab, click on email, then flash fill to all other rows. So now the email has been converted to all the lowercase. Here in this country code column, what I'm going to use is I'm going to extract the country code only from the phone number. But from the phone number, you could see some country has one number as the country code and 2-3 numbers are there. So we cannot use we cannot substitute or we cannot split the column to understand to extract 2 words and 3 words and all. So first what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the find function equal to find. The find function helps to locate the position of text. So the idea is we need to find where the first space is there. Before space, all the value should be extracted. So the first space I need to extract. So find function, it has a syntax of find text within text. So what I'm going to find is I'm going to find the space within text is in phone number. So if it has been populated to other rows, you could see for the first row for this phone number we have the third position, we have space. For this phone number we have fourth position because plus is one character, 3 is one character and 4 is one character. After 3 characters the fourth character has spaces, but for this row we have the fifth position, we have the spaces. So in this find function, what I'm going to use the left function, because what the left function usually does is I'm writing the function of left. So equal to left. Left usually extracts the text from left. Suppose if I need to extract the text from New York City, so I'll just give the text. I need only 3 characters. It asks the syntax as 3 number of characters, so I'll just give 3. Just close the bracket, click enter. So you could see from left it counts 3 and it has given the value as new. So in the same function, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use left of. So left of find function, we already have value. Suppose the find function, if the value is 4, it will give the fourth position, the value it will take. So we need to give a text for this. Text comma number of characters. For text I use the phone number. So left of phone number comma the number of characters will be, it will be getting from the find function, where the find function gives different values for different phone numbers. So it will give the value as the country code. So now it has been populated to other rows. So you could see For the first row, it is +1. The next one is +34 +971 that we have got as a country code. So now we can delete this. Coming to date, we have the joining date. Here the joining date is in day, month and year. I just need month and year. Okay, so for that we use a function called text. The text changes format but not the value. So we can write the function as equal to text of. It asks the value and formatting the text. So which value I'm going to format? I'm going to format the joining date, comma, formatting. I need month hyphen year. So I'm going to format this text in this format. Close the bracket and click enter. So you could see I'm avoiding the day. I just need month and year. So if I just do all other rows, you could see all the month and year have been extracted using text function. The last one is I need an employee information, where I need to get all the employee ID, the employee name and the location. Together we need to get it. Example, employee ID 201 hyphen or any character, then John Smith hyphen New York. All these three informations in one cell. For this we use TEXTJOIN. So TEXTJOIN combine multiple cleaned values into one text by ignoring blanks and add a separator. So I'm going to write TEXTJOIN of. It asks the delimiter. So how we join all those text by a delimiter? We can choose any delimiter like a hyphen, comma, a straight line. I'm going to join all these text through straight line, comma. It asks are we ignoring the empty cells or are we including the empty cells? I'm just going to ignore the empty cells, so I write true, comma. It asks all the texts. Whatever the text we need to combine, we can give one by one. So the text 1 will be employee ID. It is already clean, so I can just take it as it is, comma. Text 2, I use name, but name here it is not cleaned, but here it is the cleaned name, so I use this column, comma. The third text will be the city, but here the city is in some rows it is in lowercase, some rows it is in uppercase. So what I'm going to do is I use proper function of city, then close the bracket, click enter. So now you could see all these three information have been added in one cell. So the proper function have changed the city name. The first letter have been capitalized. Even for this cell London, the first letter only has been capitalized and the remaining is in lowercase. So now we could get all these three information in the same cell by using TEXTJOIN. So now the data has been cleaned through text functions. This is all about text functions in Excel.